Please video like and subscribe this channel. The silence of the abandoned research outpost hung heavily in the cold, recycled air. Lieutenant Kieran Hale ran his fingers over the controls of the medbay terminal, his brow furrowed. The station had been under siege weeks ago by unknown forces, leaving much of it derelict, yet certain sections remained operational, maintained only by emergency power and automated systems. Kieran's mission was simple, or so it seemed: locate the wounded personnel trapped in the lower levels and provide aid until rescue arrived. Easy. Routine. Predictable. He rounded a corner, lights flickering overhead, and stumbled upon her. She was sitting against the wall, one leg bent awkwardly under her, the other stretched straight. Her uniform was torn, a strange, luminescent fluid staining her side. Her eyes met his the moment he crouched near her. Violet. Brilliant. Intense. Eyes that seemed to peer into his very soul. Human, she whispered, her voice barely audible over the hum of emergency lights. I need help. Kieran froze. He had seen injured personnel before: wounded soldiers, scientists caught in misfires, drones malfunctioning, but never anyone like her. Her skin had an iridescent shimmer, subtle yet unmistakable, and her hair cascaded like liquid starlight across her shoulder. I'm here to help, Kieran said, keeping his voice steady. Let me see your wound. She nodded, slowly allowing him to reach for the fluid-covered uniform. Her arm trembled slightly as he applied the antiseptic gel. The fluid sizzled and hissed as it met her alien biology, but she flinched only once. Kieran swallowed hard. The wound wasn't ordinary, it didn't seem human, or at least not entirely. You're different, he said, almost in awe. A faint smile curved her lips. Yes. I am, not what you think. Kieran paused. What do you mean? Her gaze sharpened. Human, you don't know who I really am. The words hit him like a pulse through his chest. Her tone was both warning and confession. She wasn't lying, he could feel the weight of truth behind them, but the implications were staggering. The beginning, unveiling the secret. Kieran worked quickly, wrapping her side with a specialized medical bandage that adapted to her physiology. As he worked, the station trembled slightly, residual aftershocks from the skirmish, he assumed. But when she looked at him, the violet in her eyes flickered with something he couldn't define: power, history, and a depth of experience far beyond any human lifespan. I'm a healer, but not like you think, Kieran said cautiously. I've treated many kinds of injuries. She chuckled softly. This is not a simple wound, human. It is a test. A threshold. And you are passing it. I'm passing it? Kieran asked, fumbling with the straps. Yes. Most humans would run, panic, or betray curiosity too soon. You wait. You observe. You care. And you do not fear. Kieran swallowed. I don't fully understand you. But I'm not leaving until you're safe. Her hand brushed his forearm, and a subtle warmth spread through him, not physical warmth, but a presence, like a tether of energy linking them. You will understand, eventually, she said. But not yet. Not until the time is right. For now, trust me. He nodded, unsure if he should, but unable to deny the instinct to help her. The middle, interstellar secrets and hidden powers. Once her wound was stabilized, Kieran helped her to a more secure corner of the medbay. Emergency lights cast shadows across the walls, illuminating her shimmering skin and the faint patterns that seemed to move beneath it like constellations across a living sky. You're not from our sector, Kieran ventured, voice low. Your physiology, your eyes, your hair, it's not human. She studied him silently for a long moment, then said, I am Zorelia. Of the House of Arethys. My people exist across 3 star sectors, hidden. We have influenced events quietly, from the shadows. And yet, I am unlike the rest of my kind. Kieran's mind raced. Zerelia. House of Arathis. He had read fragmentary intelligence reports of alien dynasties, but these were myths, half-erased legends. He could hardly believe her words. You're royalty, he said carefully. I am more than royalty, she said, voice dropping to a whisper. I am a protector, and a warrior. But here, in this place, I am vulnerable. And you have shown kindness when others would have feared me. A tremor ran through the station, shaking loose dust from the ceiling panels. Kieran instinctively shielded her, and in that instant, she placed her hand on his shoulder. A pulse of energy radiated from her palm, warm and calming, stabilizing the quivering floor beneath them. Kieran's eyes widened. You just stopped the tremor? Yes. A minor one, she said, brushing her hair back. But you see, my people's power is subtle, yet vast. You would not survive an unshielded skirmish with a Zerelian soldier. And yet, you survive me. Kieran's chest tightened. He had heard of alien powers' energy manipulation, genetic enhancements, but witnessing it firsthand was overwhelming. And yet, it did not frighten him. Why tell me this? He asked, heart pounding. Why trust me? She met his gaze, violet eyes locking with his. Because you are human, and humans have something we Zerelians often forget, heart. Empathy. The ability to act without calculation. Kieran felt a shiver run down his spine. There was weight in her words. Power without restraint had toppled empires, destroyed worlds, and yet here she was, entrusting him with her secret. The crisis. Danger approaches. A distant alarm echoed through the station. Metallic thuds, heavy and deliberate, approached from the corridor. Kieran stiffened. Raiders, alien mercenaries sent to finish what the initial attack had started. Stay here, he whispered. I'll hold them off. She shook her head. No. That would expose you unnecessarily. Stand behind me. You have already proven yourself worthy. Kieran blinked. Wait, what? She placed a hand on his chest, and once again, he felt that subtle pulse of energy. It reinforced his courage, steadied his nerves. You are part of this now. You have seen too much to remain passive. But follow my lead, and we will survive. The doors to the medbay hissed open. Figures clad in black combat armor stormed in, weapons drawn. Kieran raised his sidearm, adrenaline surging. The alien woman rose gracefully to her feet. Her hand shot forward, and the nearest attacker was thrown back as if an invisible force had struck him. The others hesitated. Energy shimmered around her, protective and dangerous. You are outnumbered, Kieran muttered. I am aware, she said calmly. But strength is not always measured by numbers. A pulse of violet light emanated from her, and the attackers fell unconscious, knocked down by a non-lethal surge. Kieran stared, amazed. He had seen nothing like it, yet he felt no fear, only awe. The resolution, trust and understanding. When the danger had passed, the two stood in the medbay, catching their breath. Kieran's hands were shaking, but a new respect filled him. The alien woman, this mysterious Zerelian, had just saved him, and perhaps the entire station, without a single hint of arrogance. You are incredible, he said finally, still trying to comprehend what had just happened. She shook her head, smiling faintly. I am merely myself. What matters is, you acted with courage. You did not run. You did not panic. That is what defines you as remarkable, not the technology or the strength I wield. Kieran met her gaze, seeing not just a powerful alien, but someone who carried centuries of wisdom, burdens, and responsibility. I still don't know who you really are. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. And that is for another time. For now, you have earned my trust. That is rare, even among my kind." Kieran felt the weight of her words, the gravity of the moment. In that quiet medbay, amidst the hum of emergency lights and distant alarms, he realized something fundamental. He had glimpsed the hidden face of an alien empire, and survived not by weaponry or skill alone, but by compassion, patience, and courage. "Thank you," he whispered. She nodded, violet eyes softening. "Human, you may not understand it now, but the galaxy is more fragile than you know. And sometimes, trust is the greatest weapon of all." Epilogue: A New Beginning. As rescue teams arrived hours later, the alien woman vanished into the shadows of the station, leaving Kieran with only a fleeting smile and the memory of her whispered words. "Human, you don't know who I really am." He would carry that secret forever, a reminder that courage and empathy could bridge worlds. The universe was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable, but it was also filled with wonder, and sometimes, allies who defied expectation. And as Kieran watched the stars from the observation deck, he knew that this encounter was only the beginning. For in the quiet depths of the galaxy, some secrets waited patiently for the right human to discover them, and he had proven himself worthy.